name is Ben, aka Downsize It, and I am joined by Social General Rob. And we are going to be doing an epic battle today. Is the Battle for Scarif from the movie Rogue One, which is a fantastic movie, and it was a pretty insane and one of the best space battles in all of Star Wars. So, a lot of house rules going on, custom rules that I made up, adjustments of how cards work, etc. I'll be going over that after I go over the fleets. And I won't be going over the mission in the normal voiceover that I do because there's just a lot to go over. I'm just going to go over it live with Rob and everything, just so it can be a refresher for both of us. And so coming up, I'm going to go over the fleets. I'll say kind of sorta. You'll notice whenever I'm going through how everything is composed, you're like, wait, that's not right. That's going to break the rules. Lots of rules breaking going on, lots of custom rules. So we'll go over that real quick, and then when we come back, we'll actually have some of the pre-deployments done, and then Rob and I will be discussing the custom rules that is going to go down for this recreation of the Battle of Scarif. For the Imperial forces guarding the base at Scarif, we have two Imperial 1 Star Destroyers, both outfitted very inefficiently. They have flight controllers, quad laser turrets, boosted comms, NK-7 ion cannons, and heavy turbo laser turrets to simulate how these were older, less efficient Star Destroyers. We also have the Shield Gate, and this is going to have some custom rules that I'll go into more detail after this section, but briefly, it is going to have some upgrades on it. It will have boosted comms, expanded hangars, flight controllers, bomber command center, and damage control officer, and the modified stats I've given the arm station to act as a shield gate I'll go over later. We will be starting with 10 TIE fighter squadrons and 4 TIE bomber squadrons. However, they're going to have a respawn mechanic that I will go over later. And then arriving on the battlefield midway through the battle will be Darth Vader in the Devastator, flying a Kuat refit, and Commander Garrett, because I think Commander Garrett was the officer on board the bridge of the Devastator in Rogue One. I'm just guessing based off the picture. I didn't actually look it up. We have gunnery teams, hardened bulkheads, advanced projectors, leading shots, and expanded launchers. For the Rebels and the fleet commanded by Admiral Raddus, and this is a mighty 1,100 points, outnumbering the Imperial forces almost 2-1. He is commanding the Profundity on board an MC-75 armored cruiser with Whale Explicics, Cake Killing Sholin, expanded hangar bay, advanced projectors, assault proton torpedoes, leading shots, and XI-7 turbo lasers. We have the Phoenix Home as a Pelta command ship with Adar Talon, Ray Antilles, fighter coordination team, all fighters follow me, and expanded hangar bay. We have the Salvation as a Nebulon B escort frigate with Hondo Wanaka, auxiliary shields team, and turbolaser reroute circuits. We have the Vanguard as a Nebulon B escort frigate with Ahsoka Tano, auxiliary shields team, spinal armament, and gunnery teams. Docked with the Profundity, we have the Tantive 4 as a CR-90A with Leia Organa, engine techs, electronic countermeasures, and turbolaser reroute circuits. And on the board, we have Jaina's Light as a CR-90A with Ezra Bridger, engine techs, early warning system, and turbolaser reroute circuits. Then we have the Geral's Honor with a Hammerhead torpedo corvette with Major Durlin, Chamson Dula, and external racks. A generic Hammerhead Scout Corvette with Captain Rex, Jyn Erso, and turbolaser reroute circuits. And then we have two GR-75 combat retrofits. One as the classic Bright Hope with Tor and Far, Bomber Command Center, and expanded hangar bay. And then the Quantum Storm with Sabine Wren, jamming field, and expanded hangar bay. For the Rebel squads, we have a massive flotilla of squads led by Hera Syndulla, Ketsu Ono, Kanan Jarrus, Jan Ors, Dutch Vander, Gold Squadron, two Y-Wing squadrons, Wedge Antilles, Biggs Darklighter, and 6 X-Wing squadrons, Tycho Kelchu with 3 A-Wing squadrons, and Lieutenant Blount with 3 Z-95 Headhunter squadrons. Coming up next, Rob and I will be going over the specific rules for our Battle of Scarif recreation, and also I will be overlaying the Turn 1 drop that Rob will be doing in an accelerated format similar to deployment, but it's not exactly deployment, and you'll see what I mean when I go over the specific rules. Okay, so now that you see the force compositions, let's go over the special rules and the mission, etc. So I took a couple pictures real quick of the pre-deployment. You'll see that's one of the special rules, that the Empire starts off pre-deployed. And all the squadrons for the Empire start docked at the station, or I should call it maybe the shield gate. And at the start of round 2, all squadrons of the Empire will launch. They'll have to launch within distance 2 of the station. And that won't be a squadron command, they'll just come out. But then have to be activated by squad commands. Both the Star Destroyers start at speed 0, caught flat-footed. And turn 1, none of the Imperial forces can plan any commands. So no commands will be going off. Obviously, if things are in range, they can still shoot, etc. But nothing, no squadron commands, no concentric fires, nothing can be planned. Turn 1 for the Empire, because it's a surprise attack. The Rebel fleet, as you can see, is starting off the board, and Radis is. We're not doing Radis' normal ability in the game. Radis is just the commander, and his special abilities is that Profundity. Turn 1, Rob is going to, and we're going to do this kind of like the deployment phase. Normally we'll just do this like at accelerated speed. You guys can see as Rob's setting up this deployment. We'll be able to jump in anywhere on the board up to this line of markers here. It can't go past this line of markers. And then after the Profundity jumps in at the start of round 1, Rob then starts placing the rest of his ships, and they have to be wholly within distance 4 of the Profundity, 360 degrees. He can even go past the line once it jumps in, so he can extend out if he wants to get an early strikes under the station. And the Tantive 4 is started loaded on the Profundity. And a special rule with that is normally when the Profundity is destroyed, if the ship hasn't launched, it's destroyed. In this game, if the Profundity is destroyed, the Tantive automatically drops. It doesn't get destroyed with the Profundity. The Profundity is destroyed. Vader, obviously, as you can see, starts off the board. He's not going to come in until later. I'll get to that here in a second. And before I go for any more rules of the mission, let me just go over the stats for the shield gate. Because the shield gate, we're treating the shield gate as a ship, and I've kind of made up some stats for it on how it's going to function. So it's going to have a hull of 15, it has 4 shields, a command value of 4, and similar to huge ships, it gets a token when it reveals a command. In addition, it gets automatically, so it gets the dial and the token when it reveals a command. Squadron value of 6, engineering value of 5. And it has 2 braces and 2 contains, and obviously it's a station, it's immobile, it has no speed, so nav commands do nothing. We'll just pretend that it can't even take nav commands. But it can still use defense tokens even though it's technically speed 0. And it also gets 3 attacks per activation, but 2 of those attacks have to be flak shots. In the movie it was primarily doing flacking against the squadrons attacking it, and one of its attacks can be against the ship, but it basically gets to flat twice at the squadrons that are within range. And even though I would have already gone over this, I'll just go over it again. It has these upgrades on it. It has boosted comms, expanded hangars, flight controllers, bomber command center, and damage control officer. And then a special rule to simulate how, for those of you who saw the movie, it had an insane number of fighters.
Right.
And I don't have an insane number of fighters. I only have 10 and 4 bombers. So we're going to simulate that at the end of every round, 2 TIE fighters spawn and 1 TIE bomber spawns from the station to a maximum of 10 and 4, because that's what I own. So if Rob doesn't destroy anything, nothing spawns, obviously. But as soon as TIE fighters and bombers start to drop, they start respawning. So there's basically going to be an endless supply of fighters and bombers coming out to attack. Endless waves, you can say. Okay, so those are the stats for the station. And then we also got for the start, like I said, they're starting at speed 0. The Empire cannot plan commands turn 1. Radis in front of you, jump in up to this line. I mean, Rob could jump way over there if he wants, but that would probably be a good idea. And then everything else jumps in around the profundity, wholly within distance 4. And that's turn 1. So, now for victory conditions. The rebels have 6 rounds to destroy the gate, download the plans, and escape. How that works is, when the turn that the gate is destroyed, the plans are downloaded at the end of that turn. If the profundity is alive, the plans are downloaded to the profundity. If the profundity has been destroyed, they are downloaded to the tainted 4. If they're both destroyed, they're downloaded to a ship of Rob's choice. Also, the tainted 4, Rob can drop it any time he wants. He doesn't have to wait till the plans are downloaded to drop it or the ship's destroyed. But of course, by dropping the tainted 4, that just makes it an exposed target. So it's up to him if he wants to drop it early. And once the plans are downloaded at the end of the round that the station is destroyed, the following round, the ship that has the plans has to survive till the end of that round. And if it does, it jumps to hyperspace and the rebels win. Now that does mean that if you don't destroy the station till turn 6, you don't have time. It's already over. So basically, Rob has 5 turns to get the station destroyed down the plans, and he could have turn 6 to escape. So, yes. Now, and that's basically, easy peasy. And at the start, it looks like it's easy peasy. He vastly outnumbers me. I might go over this I'm going over fleets, but Rob has 1,100 points worth of ships. Including Vader, the official point count of the Empire is 600. So you almost outnumber me, not point me 2 to 1. The station I did not include in those points, because based on its stats, it's similar to like a Star Destroyer, maybe even a Starhawk or something. But even if you add that on top of it, you're still outnumbering. Right. But Rob's on the clock.
Exactly.
Because at the start of round 4, Vader shows up. And he can jump in anywhere on the board as long as he's not overlapping the ship. So he could jump in right into the face of the profundity or the tainted 4 if it's dropped. Mm-hmm. So Rob's going to think about doing ships to block so he can't get too close for the ultra close range attack, etc. And so even though Rob has 6 rounds to complete the mission, he really has 3 until Vader shows up and can just at point blank range and just start blasting. At the start of round 6, it's pretty much an auto lose because that's when the Death Star shows up, and the Death Star destroys the base at Scarif at the start of round 6. So if you have not downloaded the plans by then, the game is over. But if you download them on round 5, Death Star shows up, destroys the base. You still have 1 turn for the ship to get away. Mm-hmm. So the Rebel or the Empire also has no commander until Vader shows up. The Vader is going to be a commander, but the Empire does not get the Vader commander benefits until Vader actually arrives on round 4. And also, you've noticed whenever I was going over the fleets, obvious, fleet building errors happening. I have the Vader commander and the Vader boarding team. That's obviously very illegal. especially since I took up all the slots on the Kuat as well. But this is just for narrative. So the Vader boarding team is also going to be in play. If the Vader boarding team boards the ship that has the plans, we're basically going to do a 50-50 roll. We're going to roll blue dice. I'll let Rob pick which, if he wants hits or not hits. And if he succeeds, they are able to get away from Vader, and Vader does not get them. If not, then that's also a loss because Vader has recaptured the planes. So, if the plans with the ship with the planes is destroyed, or if Vader boards it, that's pretty much an end to the mission. So, I'm pretty sure. Oh yes. So yeah, we have some special. Another thing, real quick about the tainted drop-in. So let's say if something happens like it's actually in the movie. Planes get downloaded to the Profundity. The tainted hasn't dropped yet. If the tainted drops, you have to wait a turn after the tainted drops to escape. The tainted can't immediately jump.
Yeah, that'd be kind of okay.
Yeah. So if you download the planes, drop the tantive, and then put the planes on the tantive, you still have to wait a full turn to the next turn to be able to escape. So, just for that kind of delay purposes. Yeah. Now, Rob has worked to try to simulate what happened in the movie with the Y-Wings and the Hammerheads. All the Y-Wings, including the specialty ones, have a specialty crit for this game. If they impact the hull of a Star Destroyer with damage with the crit, so it has to hit the hull. It's like I can't redirect it to shields, whatever. He can activate a specialty crit, which is basically, I'm going to call it like ion torpedoes, or ion torpedo salvo. And it will completely disable that Star Destroyer, and it's basically out of the game. No shields, no weapons, no nothing. It's just going to drift at whatever speed it was. And if Rob rams that Star Destroyer that has been disabled with a Hammerhead, it will crash into the other Star Destroyer and take out the shield gate, basically wipe out all the big stuff on the board, and immediately drop the gate, just like in the movie. So, it's not going to be easy to do, but it might be easier than trying to take the gate out with pure just damage. So, if Y-Wings get a hit on the hull and it's a crit, you can choose to do a specialty crit. I'm calling Ion Torpedo Salvo. It'll shut down the Star Destroyer for the rest of the game, and then if he hits it with a Hammerhead, it'll take out both Star Destroyers and the gate. And then planes will be downloaded. Then following turn, hopefully it's not turn 4 and they're not jumping in. So those are the rules. Hope they're clear as mud. Got them written out here for Rob and I to keep track of them as we go through the game.
And I cannot ion torpedo on the Vader ship.
You could, but I don't think you're going to have the opportunity to get through the shields by that point.
I just want to make sure that clear.
But yeah, any start, yeah. It could happen if Vader jumps in and you are able to get through the shields and somehow get a Y-Wing crit onto Vader. That would actually be interesting. And then hit him and then So yeah, we can actually have that happen too if that actually happen.
Okay.
Yeah.
If that happens.
It'll be rare, but it'll be actually kind of funny if it happens. So, all right, we're going to basically go into the start of round 1, but what it's going to be is it's not going to be the normal intro to start of round 1. It's going to be an accelerated, the accelerated time of showing Rob placing the Profundity in all his ships as they warp in. Once they're all placed, we'll go back to regular speed, and then just go over however where everyone's set speed-wise, and get our command dial set. Or Rob will get his command dial set because I can't set turn run. And
which does give you advantage, by the way.
Yes. Yeah. So a little bit different format and everything, but just because of the way that we're doing, the modified rules and all that kind of good stuff. All right, so we'll be back. We'll show Rob's deployment of his surprise attack, start of round 1, and then we will be ready for the actual engagement for the Battle of Scarif. Okay, so we have concluded sort of deployment and start of round 1 with special rules. Radis, the Profundity have jumped in with the Rebellion Strike Force to try to get the plans off of Scarif. Blue Squadron has already entered the gate and the shield has been snapped shut. We have Wedge here on the left with a couple X-Wings with Kanan, Hera, Ketsu, Tycho and his A-Wings. We have Biggs with the remainder of the X-Wings, with Dutch, Gold Squadron, and Y-Wings. Jan Ors, and Lieutenant Blounce, and some Z95s. Carol's Honor on the left, Jaina's Light, Phoenix Home. I have Salvation, Quantum Storm, an unnamed Hammerhead, Vanguard, and Bright Hope. Quite the array against these completely surprised Imperial forces. Commanders are scrambling, alerts are going off. In round one, it's pretty much going to be all Rob, as I have no commands to reveal. And one real quick point, special rules that I just thought of because I realized there are no obstacles on the board for Ezra to do his thing, or for the full rules of Sabine placing her mine. So I'm just going to make this up real quick. Sabine can place her mine anywhere, and Ezra can move the mine if he wants. We can consider that an obstacle that he can move. And also, as ships are destroyed, I'll place debris fields out. These obstacles to start littering the battlefield when ships are destroyed. Just so that Ezra can actually do something. He's not just a waste of points in your fleet.
That also makes it interesting.
Yes, yeah. Alrighty, so coming up. Oh, I guess I should say this. Rob is considered first player. He has the advantage. He will be first player. I am second player. So Rob, you will be up first with his first ship to activate.
Alright, I'll be with the Vanguard. It's the Nebulon over there. We see the ruler there. It has an engineering dial. I'll be using the engineering dial to increase the auxiliary shields there on the sides. That then is kindly doing.
Raising one and moving one from the back.
Yeah.
And also, real quick.
Hondo is being used.
Yep. So that was start of the round. Just a quick thing. Hondo, he decided to use him now. Gave squadron command to the Phoenix Home and navigate command to Profundity, and then he used that squadron token to activate all fighters following me for this round. And then I took the concentrate fire onto my unmarked Star Destroyer and engineering onto my marked destroyer.
So now I'm moving 3, and I'm going to take the extra clip there at the...
I'll go with my marked destroyer. Holy crap! It's the rebel fleet. We can do nothing.
Alright, so now I'll be moving the Salvation. I use a engineering dial, which I again will be using auxiliary shields and putting them up, one on each side, and then taking one from the back. And I'll be moving up to 3. And back to the Empire.
Unmarked Star Destroyer. Also freaking out. Oh no, we can do nothing. We are sitting at station keeping. Get those engines online. Shields up.
Alright, now I'll be moving the Hammerhead over there by Salvation.
It's unnamed.
It's unnamed. And it'll be moving up 3. It was a squadron dial, which I'll be keeping the token. I'm just moving straight on up.
And the last Imperial ship, the station, also caught off guard, can do nothing, but starts alerting all of its fighter squadrons to start launching all pilots to your fighters. And close the shield gate. Close it, close it, close it!
Okay, now the Profundity moving up. It is a squadron dial. I'll be taking a token for later use, and I'll be moving up speed 3. Now I'm moving Genesis Light there. And they will be going, I would say, squadron dial. I took the token, and now moving 3, and I can do little turns here. Alright, next goes the Pelta, our home one, the Phoenix Home, sorry. So used to using home one. I am going to be, it is a squadron dial. I will be using the squadron dial so that I can move the squadrons I'll be moving will be 2 X-Wings that are right behind the Pelta, and 2 Y-Wings. Yeah.
Alright, so you might be running into the back of Jaina. Yeah, they're gonna be ramming Jaina's light.
An extra turn that I took. That's what happened.
Yeah. So Ram, both take a face down. Come on, Ram, you're supposed to be a better pilot than this. Oh, technically, Ram was like, I'm supposed to be on the Tantive 4.
Right, yeah.
That's my ship. Why am I on the Phoenix Home? Technically, you're on the Tantive 4. You're just like helping communicate.
Okay, I'm moving the unnamed hammerhead now.
What is the name?
It is a engineering dial.
And this is Garrel's on.
Gale's on, I'm sorry.
Yep.
And I'll be taking the token, just in case something happens next turn. And I'm moving on. Alright, so now I'm moving the
Quantum Storm.
Quantum Storm, Chair 75. It is a navigate token dial. I'm taking the token and moving up to. Next, I'm moving Bright Hope. It was a squadron dial. I'll be taking the token. And just going to be moving a steady 3 running up with the rest of it.
Alright, then we get all the squadrons for Robin to move. Obviously, we'll do that off screen.
Yes, please.
And they will be moving at advanced speed because of all fighters follow me. And then we'll be back. Start of round 2, where the Empire can finally react and start planning their dials. And also be showing the emergence of all the TIE fighters and TIE bombers being launched from this station. Start of round 2. The Imperials have gotten their act together and launched their fighter and bomber squadrons from the station to face off against the rebel ships that are charging forward and the squadrons that are also moving in. Have some squads breaking off to this flank, perhaps to engage with these Star Destroyers, which have finally gotten their engines online. Captains are on the bridge, ready to order commands, finally. And the battle is not going to be in full swing, and General Raddus has this tingling feeling in the back of his neck that he is on the clock. Doesn't know why. He vastly outnumbers the Imperial forces here. Battle is raging on the planet, trying to get to the tower and assist Rogue One.
Alright, I'm using the numbered hammerhead. It is a squadron dial, which I will be using. And a token, and I'll be moving those 2 X-Wings that you can see right there.
And that came from here, moved up here.
Walk up 2 of those TIE fighters just to be a little bit safer. Now the hammerhead will be firing into the station to open up some, hopefully, holders.
Okay, starting with X-Wings, shooting at TIE fighters. Which one do you want to shoot first?
We're doing the one on the far right. Left, I mean, sorry.
So you're right on the screen, and you're shooting TIE fighter on the edge?
Yes.
Okay. 4 blues, 3 hits, that TIE fighter is destroyed. The next X-Wing.
Yep. Firing along the, again, the farthest.
Just going down the line. Okay. 2 hits. Not quite dead. And not in the torn far range, doesn't look like. Alright, so we now have a real quick pot shot. It's like somewhere in the middle of the line there's a TIE fighter that's within range of its side arc. Just a quick little pot shot flak. A hit. And then 2 reds into the station.
Yep.
Got an accuracy and a critical. Accuracy into a double. Makes it 3 damage. I braced to 2 instead of taking 1. So, yeah, that's the smart choice.
Yeah.
You don't need the accuracy. I have double of
Yeah,
everything. So, yeah. So, yes, I will brace it to 2 and take 2 damage on the shields, and I'm using tokens on the card to mark its shields. So, shields down to 2. And it salvos back. No, I'm just kidding. It doesn't have salvos.
That would be interesting.
Yeah, it would.
And now I'm going to be moving. It's going to be going at 3. And I'm returning at the 2. And now I got them double arced.
least until your Nebulon hits me. Okay. Gonna go ahead and go with the shield gate. We're getting a squadron command, then getting an automatic token with that, combined with expanded hangar bay. We'll give it 8 squads it can activate. Activate these 7 TIE fighters and 1 TIE bomber. And they're going to be going out, dispersing to start locking ships down and engaging. I'm not going to move that all here. That's just going to be, I'll move them, take a picture, and let you guys see the best that I can show you of what's going on. And the bomber is, I will tell you this, is going to move around to this hammerhead and throw a bomber shot. The station will be taking a shot at the hammerhead. And then I don't think anything is in flak range where it's 2 flak shots it gets, because these are obstructed and only gets 1 flak dice. And then wedge is too far out. So just a shot here, squadrons going out, and a bomber coming around. Okay, starting with the squadrons, we're going to be going first with the 2 TIE fighters that moved far out to the left, attacking the X-Wing by Jaina's Light. So 3 blues, and then flight controllers, 1 more blue. And so this first one will not have swarm because he's out there by himself. 3 damage on that X-Wing. And the next one coming in with swarm. 1 damage, swarm. No, X-Wing survives. And then next 2 that are moving over, attacking another X-Wing. This X-Wing is within range of Biggs, so Biggs can help take the damage on himself if he wants. So first TIE fighter, and he will not have swarm because he's not quite in range of his buddy that's on the left flank there. So 1 damage, so you can choose to take that on Biggs if you want, because he's the only one in range that can take it.
Yeah.
Okay. Then TIE Fighter's buddy coming in to help out. We'll get swarm on this one. 2 damage, swarm, 2 damage.
Biggs uses the brace.
Well, so what Biggs reduces the damage. So you reduce the damage by 1, and then you would take the damage that you reduced it by. So okay, so yeah, so base X-Wing takes 2, Biggs takes 1. 2 total, I mean. Right. You took 1, and then Biggs basically halved it. And now for the one that matters, going after Wedge. 3 TIE Fighters swarming Wedge. So the first one, not getting a swarm bonus. 2 damage. Okay, brace to 1. Next TIE Fighter with swarm from his buddy. 4 damage.
Brace, definitely.
Yep, brace to 2, so Wedge is taking 3 damage.
Yep.
Well, if I do 4 again, that'll be it for Wedge. Actually, I just need to do 3. 2 damage with swarm. 3 damage.
Right.
So even bracing to 2, it's still 5, Wedge goes down. Unfortunately, Wedge didn't get to do anything. Even at this point, early in the rebellion, the Empire is well aware of Wedge's capabilities. I mean, he was a graduate of the Academy after all. Right, then TIE Bomber into the starboard side of your hammerhead. Nothing. Bomber command. 1 damage.
Let's see. We will.
Here's yours right here.
We still got that coming in. Just take it on the shield.
Okay. So shield's down. And then into the side from the station. 2 red, 2 blue. And it's gonna be 3 damage and a crit.
Well contained. And then I can still use the shield with the pair of shields, right?
Yeah, you're getting hit inside.
Yeah. I'll use the shields then.
So you're using a redirect
Yeah, redirect.
to the front.
Yeah.
Okay, so 2 shields off the front. Then 1 hits the hole, but it's face down because you spent your containment.
Okay, we're activating Salvation. It is a concentrated fire dial. I'll be using it. I'll be firing upon the station, but I'll also be flacking at the two right there between the by the
so starboard side, 2 dice here, and then 1 dice here because I'm obstructing. Yeah. Alright, so we got Salvation shooting out the front. Starting with 3 reds. And then I'm sending concentrating fire in on this attack. Yep. Alright, so really bad shot. You got an accuracy, a hit, and 2 blanks.
Well, I will take the.
You can change any dice. Triple X reroll circuit.
Alright, so triple reroll circuits, I'm gonna take a blank. I'll turn to a double. I mean a crit, my bad.
Okay.
To ensure that I'll have 2 damage.
Yep, so because it's Salvation, that crits counts as 2. So I will brace it down. So I've taken 3 damage total, brace it down to 2. Oh, sorry.
So I would have actually the brace.
Stop that one?
Yeah.
Oh, do I want to burn a brace already? Nope, I am not. I am then just going to contain, take 1 face down. So 2 on the shields, 1 face down on the station. And then flacking.
Yep. So we'll do the 2 first. I'll take 2 base.
Alright, so you are.
Yep.
So, alright, so TIE fighter that's closest to the Nebulon. Nothing. Going far for 1. TIE fighter that's next to him. 1. Going far 2. Then the TIE fighters that are on the opposite side of Jaina's light. The one that's on the left side of your screen. Nothing. Torn. Nothing. Then the last one.
Okay, Salvation is moving now. I'm just going to go 3. Forward.
And just a quick thing I forgot to mention at the beginning. Station is considered like a ship, so ramming does apply. So you cannot overlap the station. I'm going to say with squadrons or ships, it would be considered a ram. So actually didn't hit the sky there. And did not hit the station though, so no ramming it on the station. Okay, we've got the Mark Star Destroyer finally getting its act together. Its command is to navigate, so it can speed up to speed 1 and not be at 0 anymore. And it will be taking a medium range shot front to side of the Salvation. Or yeah, Salvation. Yeah, make sure I got the right one. And he was just out of range, just off the screen here. The hammerhead, but not quite in range to take a long range obstructed shot. Alright, starting off with 3 reds and 2 blues. And to the side. Huh, it's not bad. So I've got it's like 5 damage plus a crit. A red crit. I do have heavy turbo laser turrets, so if you spend only the brace, it'll be halved, but if you want to spend your evade, your brace only count as reducing damage by 1.
There's 3.
Yep, so if you brace, it'll go down to 3. With the crit coming in. Because you do have 2 shields, so it'll be 1 damage on the hull face up. If you reroll the crit, you're only reducing damage by 1 with the brace. Mm-hmm. So if you roll to 0, you'll then be taking 5 damage.
Right.
As opposed to 3.
Alright, brace it.
Alright, brace to 3, 2 on the shields.
Yes.
1 on the hull, and it is face up. Thruster control malfunction. The yaw value for the last point of what your speed is reduced by 1. So, best maneuverable. Alright, we're going at speed 1. Finally got their engines online, just doing a little turn in to get some better angles and shots going off.
We need on now the Vanguard, and is a concentrated fire dial. I'll be using it, and I'll be firing upon the station, as you see. I will also be flacking out with 2 of the ships that are pointed right there. Not 3.
Alright, so 4 red dice to spawn armament. Wow, your red dice are hitting you right now, Rob. Only one hit so far. And concentrate fire on the red. So we got a hit crit. I don't think there's anything you do to change that.
No, there's nothing I can do to change.
Also, I got coming in here. What was I think Jaina's still going to shoot me, but that's alright. I am going to go ahead and just got to reduce damage as much as possible. Brace to 1, contain. So 1 face down on the station. And flacking on the TIE fighters that took out Wedge. So we've got, we'll do the TIE fighter that's on the right side of your screen. 2 damage. Middle 1. Nothing. Torn far. 1. And then the other one. 1 damage. Torn. 2 damage. So pretty good flacking. Alright, so we're doing our best not to get a ram here. And the best option was sort of do a little jank like this, but once we got everything picked up and looked over, yes, that would be a ram landing here. So you'd go back to the 2 at this little odd angle, like so. Let's see if that actually still hits. Yep, that actually still hits as well. So you actually would go back to then the 1 and still run over this TIE fighter. And then not hit these other squads. So Hammerhead, unnamed, and Vanguard both take a face down. And I'll just place this TIE fighter just slightly more, and like so. So just keep engaging these X-Wings. Alright, my unmarked destroyer doesn't navigate speed 1. Not in range of any shots of anything, but we'll start moving forward and turning in to try to get into the fight.
Alright, so Quantum Storm.
Bright Hope.
Bright Hope, sorry, my bad. We'll be moving next. And it is a squadron dial. And I have a squadron token, which I'll be using as well. To activate 4 squadrons. 4 squadrons will be activating is the A-Wing right down the side. We also be activating Keenan and
Ketsu,
thank you, and Hera.
Okay, so I'll describe as it happens because depending on how, like the A-Wing can move freely, but once these get destroyed, they'll be able to move, etc. Right. So I'll just let you know where they're going as it happens. And probably won't be need to flak, but in case lots of whiffs happen, then flacking will happen as well. Alright, starting with the A-Wing. Moving in to attack the TIE fighter that's on 1 health right next to Kanan. It is dead.
Which frees up everybody else. Alright, not else great.
Not quite.
And then
Frees up those with grit, but I think it's just Hera.
Right. Now, Ketsu will take on the other one.
And that TIE fighter's dead. Alright, so Ketsu moved up into the ball of TIE bombers to lock them down so they can't do bombing runs. And then Kanan and Hera followed. So Kanan and Hera are both going to be attacking a TIE bomber that has not activated yet. So Kanan first?
Yes, please.
Okay. And we are out of Torn Far range, so just 1 damage from Kanan. Then Hera in the Ghost gets 4. Exactly enough to kill a TIE bomber. Husband and wife doing their thing.
Sure. Now we'll be moving all the way up here, going 3. Alright, I am now activating Genesis Light. It is a concentrate fire dial. And I'm using the squadron token to activate Lieutenant Blount. To fly from there, so they have to attack that TIE fighter.
Then I'm doing some potential flacking.
Flacking, and then I'll be firing
on station. And not obstructed, because Janus like is to ignore obstruction. Alright, starting with Blount on that TIE fighter. Has 2 health left. 4 damage. TIE fighter goes down. Then, do you want to do Shaw on the station or flacking first?
Let's do the station.
Okay, so 2 red. So we got a hit blank. And then concentrate fire. To a hit.
Janice has
So 2 hits and a blank.
Jess has we got
Yep, TRCs.
He's a TRC.
Okay.
Changing the blank to the. Yeah. Alright, so we change it to a double.
2 doubles. 4 damage. I will burn a brace. Take 2 face down. Okay, then flacking.
Yep. So flap the one that without hit first. Oh no,
It's dead.
That's dead. Sorry, it's just a one. So the other one that's on the other one.
You know, one flak the opposite side that has 2 TIE fighters.
Yeah, we'll show the 2 first.
Okay. So, the one that's on 1 health, dead. One on 2 health, 1 damage. Flacking has been effective.
Moving forward there. Right. Oops.
Over now.
Alright, Delta's moving. They are going, they have a squadron dial. And they will be activating, the all fighters follow me.
It activates at the start of the round. We already did that.
Sorry.
So you're getting a squadron token from Ramus, not using it to save it for next round for the fleet command. So getting 4 squads with your expanded hangar bay.
Okay. And the 4 squads I'm going to use will be, let's see.
Alright, so we got a Z95 first being brought over here. Attack this TIE fighter. And the other 3 activations, I'll describe as best I can what's going on, mainly because the Z95, especially with Blunt, can go hot and probably drop that TIE fighter with 1 shot, and then he'll just decide where he wants everyone else to go and attack, etc. Alright, Z95, 3 reds, 2 rerolls. That was a hit. 3 damage. It's dead. Okay, bringing over another Z95 for the last remaining TIE Fighter squad in that area. Keep in blunt range. Don't need it. TIE Fighter's dead. Okay, so we had a wounded X-Wing move forward and is locking down and attacking a TIE Bomber squad. So, 4 blues, 3 damage. And then an A-Wing is moving forward to attack a TIE Fighter squad that is engaging the X-Wings over by the Hammerhead. 1 damage, torn far. 2 damage, 1 health left on that TIE Fighter. Alright, Phoenix Sun is moving straight. Just gonna slightly hit that Z95.
Alright, we're moving the Quantum Storm this time. It is a squadron dial, and I will be using it to move the 2 Y-Wings. Which I believe one is Dutch and one's the regular Y-Wing.
Actually, Gold Squad.
Gold Squad. And we'll move up there. Staging when they need to. And then moving forward, nice little base of 2.
I forgot. No, it wouldn't matter. Just want to make sure I didn't forget your jamming field.
Oh.
But no, we were not in range of the jamming field at the time. So, just forward speed 2. This poor Z95 just keeps getting. I'm having to scatter.
And we're moving at speed 3, but we're using its nav to.
It's a nav dial.
A nav dial.
And real quick, the A-Wing that was moved by the Phoenix Dome a couple turns ago, we forgot, we used AR Talon to unactivate that A-Wing so it can go again.
Alright, I'll be using my navigation dial to slow down to 2.
We are going to be
there.
Yeah, we're land on all these guys.
Yeah, so we get knocked around again, because that's just the way we fly.
Yep.
Okay, the Infinity has a concentrated fire dial. We will be taking that as a token. And I will be moving up 3 and just right there.
Alright, Squadron Phase. we have some shots that are going to be going on in this little scrum here from stuff that has not activated yet, and then the rest of it we'll do off screen because it will just be moving. Alright, the A-Wing, that was Adar Talon, trying to finish off the TIE Fighter he's engaged with. Does so. Alright, so my two activations, Rob moved an X-Wing movement, and then so I have my TIE Fighter attacking the X-Wing, my last remaining TIE Fighter. 1 damage, and I have no swarm left. And I got a TIE Bomber that's going to throw an attack at the wounded X-Wing that came up to attack it for 1 damage. And then just real quick, I'm going to do my other TIE Bomber on Hera. Why not? Just an insult. 1 damage to Hera. Then the rest is all going to be movement, and I'll just go over the recap of that at the start of round 3. So, start of round 3. Radis and the Rebel scum have overwhelmed the Imperial squadrons and defenses so far. Reserve squadrons have been launched, but in the face of the overwhelming numbers of the rebels so far, surely it will not be enough. And sensors have detected a mine out of nowhere has appeared. Sabine doing her thing. And again, using just made up rules for Sabine, which you can drop it anywhere, not using the distance rules from obstacles and ships required. So just a little house rule there for this game only. And the station only has 10 health remaining, no shields, and you can just see the swarms of ships and squadrons surrounding it. If I was a betting man, I'd be putting money on Vegas that the shield gate is going down.
Alright, Janice White is up, and she has a concentrate for fire dial, which we'll be using. And we'll be firing at the station.
We got the double arc in close range, front and side. Alright, what do we want first, side or front?
Let's do front first, please.
2 red and blue. I'm going to concentrate fire here. You've got 4 damage so far.
No. I'm not use concentrate. I'll use the 4.
Just leave it. Use it while I can, so brace to 2. 2 face down.
Yep.
Alright, side shot. Good red. Actually in a double.
Oh, I'll just accuracy that.
Do you want to concentrate fire in?
Yeah, I'll concentrate fire just to make sure we'll go to accuracy.
Yeah, so go and add your concentrate fire in first.
Okay. So we're gonna add a done, right? So black.
Has to be the same color.
Blue. Red.
Remember what you got on your ship? TRCs. 2 accuracies.
Okay. Well, make sure you don't use. Okay, I will use the TRC. I will turn the red one into a double. Just to make sure, and then I'll use the blue one to stop your brace from being used.
Yeah, so take 4, face down. 6 total, 4 health left. Good shot from Blockade Runner on the station.
Alright, so I'm going speed 3. I have moved the ECM marker to the side of the hull early this turn.
Oh, and technically, that mine should have blown up on you because you were within range of it. We're going to say that these are special friend or foe mines that can tell the difference. We're just house rolling everything for this game. If this is your first time watching a Batrep for Armada, just remember this. So many house rolls going on, this is not a normal game. We're playing fast and loose with the rules right now. Alright, going with the station. And it's an engineering. And with the token that I get for free from modified rules and 5 engineering, that'll bring it up to 8 using the token as well. I'm going to heal 2 damage and raise a single shield. And then the station is going to take a shot once again at the hammerhead into the unprotected side arm. Do some flacking. These guys are self-structured, but we're going to do flak, and then because of the special roll, the second flak out the front, just a whole bunch of flak. Right, we're going to start with a shot on the hammerhead, and that is holding Captain Rex and Jin Ursa, who is somehow up in space right now. Probably shouldn't have put her in the fleet, but yeah, only 3 hits. Although that would kill you if you do nothing.
Well, I'll be evading, definitely.
Which one?
I'll evade one of the, let's evade the blue. The blue hit.
Discard and evade 2?
Yeah, let's discard evade 2.
Yeah, I'm just counting the station as a large. Okay. Crit accuracy, can't use the accuracy.
Alright, so I'll just move my shield. I'll crit first, I'll do the contain. And then I'll do the shields and
Okay, so you can have 1 shield on the back to move to, 1 face down from the contain. 3 damage on that hammerhead. Then a whole bunch of flacking. I'm actually just going to do this off screen because it's just going to be a whole bunch of plink damage. Probably not worth you guys watching me go through all that twice. So, just a quick review. Ganon took a net of 1, Hera took a net of 1, Ketsu took 1, and this X-Wing took 1. Everyone else either scattered or there was a bunch of whiffing. So, glad I didn't show you guys that. It was kind of embarrassing flacking from the shield.
Alright, so we're activating the Salvation, and it's a squadron token. She'll be activating the Tycho and another A-Wing.
Tycho, A-Wing,
Yep.
over here to engage the fresh squadrons that just came out.
Lock them up. But, and then Salvation itself will be attacking double arced the space station itself.
Alright, first off, attacking the TIE Bomber. Tycho. Nothing. And not in range of Jaina's end of Torn Far. Nope. And regular A-Wing. 1. Wow. Having trouble getting a beat on him as they're coming into the hangar bay. Alright, so, front or side shot first?
I'll do front first, please.
Okay, only 4 health remaining on the shield gate. 3 red, crits count as double damage.
Yep.
4 damage.
Well, I'll TRC just to make it sure. Yep, flank into doubles.
Let me just do, how about I'll just all crits?
crits.
Same difference, right?
Yep.
6 damage. Brace it to 3. First one's face up. If it's structural, it is structural damage.
That's right.
Shield gate goes down. And get word from Jin, who's actually on the ground. She's not on the hammerhead.
That's her sister.
Yeah. She's just representing that she's in the battle somewhere.
Yeah.
And the plans start uploading to the profundity, and it will be finished downloading by the end of the round. Alright, so you can do some flacking now at the side since you didn't need your side shot. So
Right.
Just some flacking.
Yep, we'll look lucky into those two.
Yeah, we got
Uh,
4 bombers there as a flak. So closest one, 2 damage. Kills it. Next one, 1 damage. You are in Torn Far range, the Nebulon is, so 2 damage. Then the last bomber, and Torn Far, so 2 damage all around on those bombers. Very nice. Alright, station is destroyed. I'm going to leave it on the board, and the station is now going to count as a debris field. So this is the same results of a debris field, taking 2 damage if you land on it. And it will count as obstruction, etc. I'm just kind of eyeballing this there. Rob doing a little turn, coming this way. And again, plans are now being downloaded to the profile. Okay, going with my unmarked Star Destroyer. It has failed in its duty to protect the shield gate in Scarif. Receiving word from the surface that transmissions being received from the surface, transmitting onto the rebel flagship. So it will be leveling its guns. Long range attack into the profundity, which is pretty weak. These are only ISD ones after all. Do a side to front into Jaina's light. Then with its squadron command, I will be activating. Let's see if make sure you guys can see this here. These two TIE fighters, this bomber, and then this bomber right here shooting at this X-Wing. Maybe we can drop an X-Wing. Just gotta start dropping some of these numbers that are overwhelming us. Okay, so the two TIE fighters first will be attacking Tycho. We'll start with the one that is not closest to him. So 4 blue because of flight controllers. And I do get swarm. Oh, that's nice. And stop your brace. 2 damage.
Scatter.
Okay. Then next TIE fighter. 4 damage.
Brace into 2.
You sure you want to do that?
Yeah. I think so.
And then TIE bomber. 1 damage. Tycho is undamaged, so Tycho's down to 1. The lucky Tycho. Alright, now we will do our front into the starboard side of a profundity, which is hurriedly trying to download this massive file of Death Star schematics. 3 red. 3 damage and inaccuracy. I'm actually going to... Do I even wanna? Yeah, I guess it would matter. I'll stop your brace. So 3 damage.
I get advanced.
Where to?
Get advanced projectors, so I'll put it on the. Let's see. 1 on the port side.
Okay.
Like on the front.
Okay.
Actually, it was 2, 3.
3.
On one side, you did hit.
Both sides in the front each take 1 damage on the shields. Now for the side to front to Jaina's light. I'm shooting the front to bypass that early warning system. It is installed. Two black, 2 red. Whiff. Yeah, these are, you know, old, out-of-date Imperial 1s, inept commanders. I mean, you can see why they didn't do jack squat during the Battle of Scarif. I forgot to, so now I'm moving, and I forgot to do the mine again. Again, just house ruling this. Those watching, yes, I know I'm doing this mine completely wrong. It is not the way to do it in the rule books. I'm just saying automatically take it face up, nothing I can do about it. That's not the way mines work. If you would like to know how mines work, it's in the campaign books, but it's also in the rules reference. But we are not doing it that way. House rule, this mine is automatic face up. Disengage fire control. I cannot target a target if it's obstructed. So no obstructed shots now for this ISD-1. Very poorly put together, inefficient old ship with inept commanders.
Alright, I'm activating Gale's Honor. And it is first of all going to be, it is a navigation dial, which I will probably be taking a token for that. Well, I can't take a token, sorry. So I'll probably use the dial somehow. Okay. First of all, I'll be firing into the turret in front of me, which I can barely fit.
Continue your aim shot.
So I have a rainbow.
Alright, get a red and a blue. Taking some shots at the front of this Star Destroyer.
Yep.
Accuracy and a double.
I will accuracy the brace.
Okay, I will redirect my port side, all of it, so shield's down to 1.
I will be speeding up with the dial to speed 3.
And it's going to be a ram.
Or to be ramming this guy.
And
That's what Gale's arm does.
Yep, it likes ramming people. No specialty ram because the ion torpedoes have not gone off. But still, I take a face-up damage card while Rob takes a face-down.
Mm-hmm.
So the face-up for additional crit on the Star Destroyer. Compartment fire, I cannot ready defense tokens. This Star Destroyer is getting picked on all over the place. Speaking of picking on, this Star Destroyer is going to be throwing a shot into the side of Geralt's Honor. And its command is a squadron command because these commanders are inept. And I thought I would have more squadrons scattered about. Definitely should not have put a squadron command on this far Star Destroyer. I'm just reenacting the ineptitude of the Imperial officers at Scarif. And I do have a medium range side shot. I'm not even going to bother taking it. I'm Janus Light, it's not going to be worth it. So we're just going to do the front into the side of Geralt's Honor. Okay, 3 red and 2 blue into the side of Geralt's Honor. 2 hits. All the reds were blank.
Alright, well, yeah, I'll make you reroll one, just to see.
Crit.
Well, I contain it. And then I will go 1 point over to the shield on the,
The back or the front?
so the back.
Okay, side and back shields down, and I'm actually going to use my specialty crit to make you discard your redirect. NK7 ions. Not probably one of the worst ion upgrades, but I put it on these Star Destroyers because these are old, crappy Star Destroyers. I'm sure as you guys might have been commenting when I was going over the fleets, it's like, wow, those Star Destroyers are built really poorly. Yeah, they are.
Yeah. On purpose.
On purpose, yes. Yeah, and those NK7s are even worse than, I played them as. It's actually the defender gets to pick what's discarded, and Rob decided just to stick with the redirect, but yeah. That's why no one ever takes NK7s. Maybe one of these days I'll take it in a real list and see if I can make them work, but probably not.
Alright, so I've activated Phoenix Home. There's a squadron dial, and I'll be using all fighters.
All fighters home means you can the round.
Yep. Anyways, I sent over 3 Y-Wings and a Z-95.
Dutch, Gold, Y-Wing, Z-95.
Yep. And I gotta use Aldor.
Well, that'll be after.
Okay.
Yep. And then we got a front to front into the ISD-1. So squadrons into the side, and Phoenix home, opening its own guns up into the start. Alright, squadrons, 1 shield left on the port side of the Star Destroyer. Which one's attacking first?
I think Z-95 is probably the best.
Okay. Nothing.
It's probably the best. Alright, so now we'll go with, let's go with the Gold Squad.
Gold Squad, 2 blues. 2 hits. Redirect them both to the rear.
Okay, now we'll go with Dutch.
Hit. I will take it. Then the Y-Wing. Blank. So just shield damage so far. And then 2 red, 2 blue from Phoenix home. 2 hits, 2 crits. I'll just brace and take 2 on the shields. Got some good salvos coming in on that Star Destroyer. And which squadron do you want to move back to not being activated? Okay, so Gold Squadron is going back to unactivated. Alright, so we got 2 shields down on the front, 2 shields down on the back, and shield down on the side. And then Gold Squadron is back to being unactivated, so it can bomb again in the squadron phase. Movement at speed 2. See this maneuver you got here?
Yeah,
I'm just
just go
go.
range.
Okay.
Tying this one up a little bit. Alright, moving Captain Rex Hammerhead over there. Sparked over there. It will be flacking. First of all, the squadron dial. And I'll be activating the A-Wing. I'll be firing
Over
at that.
here.
From there to there. And I'll be firing at that TIE fighter right there. And then he's going to be flacking the 2 guys, or 2 bombers right there.
Yeah. Here, double arc here, and actually I just realized this is actually clear into this TIE fighter, so and use medium range to be able to flak that TIE fighter too.
Good.
It's only on 1 health, so you might kill it.
Yep.
Alright, A-Wing on TIE fighter. It's on 1 health. Dead. Flacking. TIE fighter, it's on 1 health. Missed, but torn far is there. Still missed. Yep, accurately missed. The bomber in the front arc missed. Torn far. Finally hit. Someone needs to get on these flak guns. And then the one that's double arced, the front part. Miss. Torn far. Miss. Side. Hit. Yeah, I think that was like 6 or 7 rolls, and almost all of them were accuracies. So I need to realign those flak guns.
Now turning over here. I'm just trying to keep it so when Darth comes in, basically, kind of give him a little bit hard chance to actually sneak in somewhere and just totally annihilate me.
Yep. Long range scanners are picking something approaching, and also something else really, really large also approaching.
Okay, so I don't move.
Don't know what it is.
Alright, I am moving in Vanguard next. It's a squadron dial. I decided to use the 2 X-Wings right there to attack the 2 bombers. And it will either, depending on how things go with the X-Wings, I'll either be flacking or I'll be firing into the destroyer on the side.
Yep. Just a long range one right into the front just to keep working on that Star Destroyer. Smoking right? Yeah. Alright, first X-Wing. Both these bombers only have 2 health left, so first one. Only 1 hit, but torn far is there. Yes, torn far is in the range. Okay, killed it. Next X-Wing. Whiffed. Let's say this is the one that's in the star. Whiffed. Nothing. Alright, so yeah, we'll say this one that was in the side arc. So, flacking. Ah, there you go, flak got it. He was just lining it up for the flak shot. So both bombers go down. Actually, that flak shot could have come out of the front. He didn't have any front shot, so he can still take a side pot shot into the Star Destroyer. Because he didn't need to do a double arc flak on that TIE bomber. So, pot shot is a double. I don't think there's anything to add. I mean, I think you probably just want to keep it there.
Yep.
Yep, so I'll just take it, shields down on the front of the Star Destroyer.
If anything, I get that.
Actually did not run over that X-Wing.
Just 3 blue. Alright, so I'll be activating the fronting. It's navigation dial, which I probably will be using. Actually, I don't have to use. But I'll be taking a front shot right into the wounded destroyer there, ISD.
And decide. You have them double arced.
And it's like, yep, and double arc.
Be obstructed.
So.
Did you want to use your squadron tote?
Yes, I do want to use my squadron token. X-Wing right in front of the Infinity, so I don't want that over at least. Yep. And I'll have it go and... You know, I should probably just have to do a bomber run out on the...
Bombing run. Ready. 2 blue because of the obstruction. 2 accuracies.
So basically, the same before. What
Torn far.
Yeah. Should get very well.
Regular hit.
Alright.
What do you want accuracy?
I will accuracy your... one of your shields.
Okay, so I'll actually just take this on the hull, face down. And then the side shot is 3 red, but obstructed, so 2 red. Double on a crit.
Double on a crit. Oh. There's anything else I can do? I can shot it. So, yeah, that's it.
Contain. And then I'll redirect. Burn it. Shields down on the starboard side. Shields down everywhere on this starter.
Okay, I'm with the front front. I will use the dial to slow down to 2, and I'm going to go straight.
Actually, you have a token. Did you want to slow down to 1? Otherwise, you're gonna hit the debris and take 2.
Oh, that is right. I will use the 1 token for it.
Yeah, so let's do that.
So I do not.
Dial and token. Yeah, so going down to 1 so that you don't actually hit.
Okay, activating Bright Hope. Bright Hope has a squadron dial, and she will be activating 3 squads because she has expanded hangar decks. She activated 1 X-Wing.
X-Wing is here. Moving up to do a bomber.
Yep.
Ketsu, who is here, also to do a bomber.
And A-Wing.
Who is here to come in here and kill that TIE fighter.
Right.
Alright, A-Wing. Trying to kill that TIE fighter. It finally gets it, barely.
Alright, now on to the destroyer. So let's go to X-Wing first.
X-Wing. Double. I'll take it. 2 damage. And Ketsu.
Yep.
Hit crit. I'll burn my contain. Let's see if I've taken 5. That'll be 6, 7. Oh, man. I'll save my brace for next turn because I know I'm going to be taking a hit. Just 2 more face down. That Star Destroyer is not looking good.
I'm afraid. I'm taking a turn here. I'm trying to go for the station here, not trying to hit anybody. So.
Yeah, so inside turn to avoid ramming profundity, but does land on the station debris. Takes 2 damage. You'll be taking face down, but which shield do you want to take it on?
Let's take the front shield. Yeah, front shield.
Front shield. And then 1 face down.
Alright, so I activated the other one, and it was a squadron dial.
Quantum Storm Squadron.
Dial.
And we got Biggs, Blount, and a Z-Wing coming in to do some more runs on this heavily wounded Star Destroyer that has taken 7 damage. So only 5 health remaining on this Star Destroyer. Alright, Z95. 1 hit. Gotta take it. Blount. Crit. He's not a bomber.
Nope.
And then Biggs. Hit. Gotta take it. 3 health remaining for this wounded, poorly constructed, aging Imperial 1 Star Destroyer.
Alright, so we're moving over here.
Them.
Hitting these fitters.
Very tight fit, barely not ramming. Right next to the Phoenix Home.
Yep.
Alright, Gold Squad on the wounded Star Destroyer. Only 3 health remaining. Hit and an accuracy. 2 health remaining. Then we've got Hera. What is she? Blue black?
She is a. Yep, blue black.
Blue black. Nothing.
Wait, blue. Is that blue black?
You are in Torn 4 range. Nothing. Alright, next. We're going to go with Kanan first, going into the Star Destroyer. And we did a little swap on the screen, if you guys noticed, so that Kanan isn't being locked down by the TIE Fighter. Again, you would do these 2 at a time, normally. Again, we're just going to play a little fast and loose here. So he gets 2 blue, 2 health left. The Star Destroyer. 1 damage. He is in Torn 4 range. Can Kanan get the killing blow? He does not. It's a crit, but he's not a bomber. Yeah, so Jan, let me see if I can fit Jan in this slide to where she can get in there and not be locked down by this TIE Fighter. So let me check ranges here. Just need to have an obstruction. So the bomber's not going to lock her down. Oh yeah, okay, so I'm just maneuvering it so that Jan is putting the debris of the station between her and that TIE Fighter so that she can actually take a shot at the 1 health remaining. 1 black. Blink.
Still.
Still alive with 1 health remaining. Alright, then the opposite Star Destroyer has 2 X-Wings coming in. It has full everything, including defense tokens. First X-Wing, blank. Next X-Wing, a hit. I'll just take it on the front shield. And then got a Y-Wing, but it's not in range. And then another Z95, not in range. I'll just be doing some movement. So we are at the end of round 3. The Rebel forces are scattering. FTL drives are charging up and will be fully charged at the end of next round. Profundity has signaled that they have received the data transmission. Radis orders the ships to begin to retreat. However, an alert goes out. Imminent contact. Something is exiting hyperspace. Start of round 4, and emerging out of hyperspace is Vader's flagship, the Devastator. Right on top of the Profundity. Its expanded launchers ready to unload. Boarding teams prepared. Vader getting in a shuttle. The rest of the fleet of the Rebels is scattering. Hyperdrives are charging. Profundity's hyperdrives are charging. Can it survive the onslaught from Vader and the boarding of Vader? Can the plans be kept safe? And can they escape? Or can we rewrite history in the Imperials and the Rebellion right here and right now?
Alright, I'm activating Profundity. And it is a squadron dial. Basically, we'll be activating Kanan, activating Ketsu, Brit Biggs, and an X-Wing fighter.
And they're already all in position.
Right there. We'll try to see if we can harass Vader first. And then Affinity will be firing upon Vader as well. I don't think you can get your side.
No, you'll be crossing my line, so you can do side to front.
Front. Do something before we get.
Where do you want your second shot to go?
Second shot can go on the other side towards.
The Star Destroyer?
Yeah, take out the Star Destroyer.
Okay, so then.
That side, that side.
Side to side.
Yeah. Start with
Kanan!
Kanan.
Hit crit.
Ooh, nice. So I'll use the definitely use crit.
Well, he's not a bomber, so you can use the crit for his special ability.
Right.
Give me a raid token.
And I will do a squadron token.
Yep.
That way we keep Vader in check for a bit.
Yep. Kanan's sacrificing himself.
Darn straight.
Then, that can be a raid. He has assault. Or you can make that be a hit.
We'll do a raid.
Okay. What's the other raid?
And we're gonna do a raid. We're gonna make it a Ketsu.
2 blues. And she is a bomber. Hit crit. Alright, so I will burn this redirect. Yep. Those that are familiar with Devastator know what I'm doing. I will also burn this contain. And I'm just gonna redirect to the rear here. 1 and 1, so 1 on the rear, 1 on the side. Next shot.
Okay. Move on. Let's go. Biggs, what's it?
Biggs, 1 red. It's a crit. I'll burn this redirect. Redirect to my front. Reason for that. What's that?
Did she do anything?
Yeah. Well, not from the X one, because that was a blank.
Right.
But I did lose a.
Burn it for reasons.
Yep. Yeah, I already moved the shields around. I think I'm doing this properly to maximize the Vader effect with Devastator.
I hope he is.
So, we'll see. Into the front. What am I? Wait, you have? Is it blue?
Yeah.
Oh, it is blue.
Yeah, it is blue. Yeah.
So you only get the black out the front.
Yeah.
Ah, interesting.
Yeah.
That's weird.
But second shoreline though, I could do depending on what I get. So.
Well, you've got hit crit everywhere and one red blank.
Well, we'll use Caitlin Shoreline to reroll one blank.
Yep, Caitlin Shoreline.
Great.
Okay, so that's actually going to be. That's 5 damage. I'll just take it. First one face up. Being a little reckless here, but it's okay. 2 damage. First one face up. Structural damage, so 3 damage. So Vader's Devastator takes a pounding from Radis. It's blasted hard. And you are in medium range to hit the wounded Star Destroyer with 1 health left.
Right.
And it blows up in spectacular fashion.
Oh, did you obstruct it?
I'll take 1 out. He still blows up in spectacular fashion. Yep, you're right. It was obstructed, but yeah. It didn't matter. It was a pretty heavy hit.
I didn't see the dice though.
Yeah.
Make sure.
Yeah. It was, I think you did like 5.
Figures.
Yeah.
Well, you do 1.
So Radis is definitely doing the opposite of Rogue One. He's like, nope, I am gonna escape with these plans all by my lonesome. So, moving speed 1, rams Bright Hope. Bright Hope takes the damage and goes back to where he is. And this Star Destroyer has finally been eliminated. Okay, so this is where we are rewriting history. Kanan, the hero, who, spoilers for Star Wars Rebels, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, is not dead at the time of Rogue One, is alive, shows up, and thwarts Vader's attempts, shoots the hangar bay, because I am revealing a squadron command. The Vader shuttle can't launch. He is choking out so many people right now on the hangar deck because of their failure. So cannot launch. So I'm just going to discard that dial to get rid of both my raids that I have. Now here's why I did all that discarding. You guys might be wondering, why am I discarding? And I think I'm doing this right. If I'm doing it wrong, let me know if I just completely just blew the rules out of the water here. Devastator, when I shoot out of my front hull zone once per round, I get an additional blue dice for every defense token that has been discarded. So, we have double arcs into the side of the profundity, starting with the side shot to soften me up. And then we're going to be doing a massive front shot that is going to be getting 3 additional blue dice because I have 3 discarded defense tokens. Alright, starting off with the side shot. 2 black, a blue, and a red. Side to side. Move profundity. Okay, and then the reason why I kept the brace, this will be what I have left, is that I'm going to spend this for Vader's ability. Reroll any number of dice, or reroll my blank black and red. Alright, and I will stop your redirect, and that'll be 4 damage, one of them being a crit.
I will contain.
I don't know if you need to contain. If you plan on bracing, you don't need to contain because you have 2 shields left.
Okay, then I'll brace.
Yeah, so if you brace it 2, you just take it on the shield, shields down.
Yeah.
Okay, shields down on the profundity. 9 health in the squishy bits. So, for the front shot, we get 3 red, 2 blue, and 3 black. And then expanded launchers gives me 2 more black, and 3 discarded defense tokens gives me 3 more blue.
Sick.
Unload the Alpha Strike! Wow. No, it's pretty insane.
That's what I mean.
Yeah, so definitely stopping the redirect, so this is all going in. Let's see. It does matter. Let's see, that was a blank. These are all blanks. Now here's the thing. I need to stop the brace, because I think even with this, If you brace, you still will survive, because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11. Yep, you brace to 6, you're still alive. I can reroll my 3 blacks by discarding this, which I'm doing, but I think I'm going to reroll a couple blues to try to get an accuracy. So stop your brace. Let's take these out so I don't hit them. That's a lot in there. Alright, so rerolling 3 blacks and 2 blues with the Vader ability. Oh, fates are not there. So, I only got 2 hits on the blues. Still 3 blank blacks. So Vader's choking everyone out, still not doing it. And he's like, wait, Lord Vader, we have leading shots. So I'm going to discard one of these blues to reroll these 3 blank blacks again, and I think I will reroll 1 blue. I can't get rid of too much damage.
Yes, you can.
Come on now. I still no additional actually. Let's see if I've got enough damage. Basically what I need to do, I don't know if I can. I don't think it's possible. I needed the accuracy. Because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Breaks it down to 7. You'll contain the crit. And when I ram you, it's still just going to be 1 damage. You will survive on 1 health. If I stop the brace, you have advanced projectors, which is, well, you take advanced projectors because you can just disperse it everywhere. Yeah. So, history has been rewritten. I just needed 1 more damage, and then I could have rammed you to death.
Here, oh no, he just
No. Yep. I think he might be in range for us, but I'm not going to do it. This is just too thematic of just how it just all worked out. We have rewrote history from Rogue One. Vader has failed. Of course, he won't admit it. He's blaming his entire crew at the moment. They're probably just all being slaughtered by the dozens.
There's no hangar bay anymore.
Yep, there is no hangar bay anymore. It's just been completely wrecked to shreds. The Tank of 4 doesn't need to drop because smoking and wrecked and on fire and burning. The Profundity, with 1 health remaining after being rammed even by the Devastator, jumps to hyperspace with the plans. And the rest of the fleet escapes. The Rebels suffered 0 casualties except for Tycho and Wedge. And, you know, they're heroes, so they just ejected and were able to be rescued. A complete, total victory for the Rebels in this alternate history for the Battle of Scarif. Alright, well, that was pretty crazy, just insane, especially there at the end. And again, just point out, especially if it's your first time watching, or if you might be used to playing really, I guess, strict to the rules and stuff. We house ruled a lot of stuff here, played fast and loose with a lot of rules. We weren't worried about being really specific with ranges or so. It's like the ender. I think I'm not checking now. I might check later, but I'm pretty sure you are allowed when you're spending defense zones. You can choose to discard it if you want. The only reason you ever want to do it is if you have the Devastator card and you want to get that high power hits off right away. But I'm pretty sure that was it, because you can just discard a defense token when you're being attacked regardless, no matter what. So, if not, I mean, like I said, you're just kind of playing kind of crazy, fast and loose, like I said, with the mines and also the house rules. So
it was all about the theme.
All about the theme, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. And hope it didn't bother you too much that we were just kind of just playing really free willy with the rules and stuff like that. So we altered history.
Yes.
Vader technically did fail as well. He didn't get the plans, but the captured Profundity and the Tangent. But this was a complete failure. Capital ship flagship of the Rebels was able to escape and survive, and the plans are safe and secure. And half of Vader's crew has been slaughtered for their incompetence because Kanan And
Yes, Kanan was the one.
Kanan was the one.
Yeah.
Flew in. Rob, I was not expecting that until Rob said he revealed squadron commander. It's like, I'm going to do Kanan first. Like,
No.
I was like, crap. So I'm not going to be able to do the video reporting. Came over, did the raid. Yeah, it was perfect. And of course, got to have the crew of rebels to come in there and slow Vader down. So, Rob, what do you think about the?
I enjoyed it. I mean, it was when we were setting it up. He said, "Okay, man, some base, 2 destroyers, and Vader will come in around 4." And he sent me the rules ahead of time and stuff. So that way, he said, "This is your ships, this is your fleet," so that we all had a script about what ships were coming in. And I was like, "Turn 4, I gotta be able to get by turn 4, because that's it. He can drop anywhere." So by turn 4, I was like, I'm not. No, I got downloading plans still. He's coming in. So I was like, okay, I gotta get my ships to basically keep him away from me. Which unfortunately I had moved them too fast.
Yeah, you kind of, your flank there was left wide open for me to just jump right in on top of you.
And for Finn, you had to slow down, otherwise I'd run into the station, which actually did run into the station, if I remember right. Fine. But, no, it didn't.
No, you stayed short of it. So.
But I slowed down enough that he could actually just, blip, right there. And so when I saw that, I was like, I gotta stop him. I knew Vader was gonna board. So I was like, how are we gonna stop Vader boarding? Oh, Kanan, how you doing, buddy? Because unfortunately, Rex was on the other side.
Yeah, Rex was too far away. Yeah. He could have done raid action, and so could Jin, coming back from the dead. From the surface. Yeah, I tried to keep the list thematic.
Right.
But obviously, they're not completely canon.
No, I mean,
so
it's hard.
Yeah, like I said, again, spoilers for seen Rebels. Again, spoiler, Kanan isn't alive.
Right.
He's dead right now by the time this happens. But, I wanted the whole Rebels crew there because the Ghost crew was there, the ones that were alive at the Battle of Scarif. Yeah. Really cool seeing the Ghost, even if it's just a quick link, you miss it, there's the Ghost fighting. Of course, I wanted Jin because Jin was there, even though she was on the planet, but just put her in the fleet just for the heck of it. Just
that was fun, yeah. I was supposed to beat her down or something.
Right, transporters.
Raid the gate. I guess you could raid the gate.
But just trying to keep it somewhat thematic, but also, and again, like I said, not a lot. There's so many things that weren't like efficient in playing together. That this wasn't built out to be super efficient builds and stuff. Just trying to be thematic and. Like I said, my ISD ones, I purposely built them to be crap and garbage. I mean, you guys notice I put quad battery turrets on there, or the anti-squad ones. The MK7 ion cannons, which is probably one of the worst upgrades in the game. So I just wanted to see if I could actually stop Rob from getting the plans long enough, and if Vader would be effective. And that was a devastating hit.
Yeah.
But
that was.
Even with that, though. Rolled 3 blacks blank twice.
Oh, God.
It took me 2 rerolls with the leading shots to finally get hits, but by the time I had taken too many dice out and lost too much damage, didn't get the extra I needed.
No, and I saw him take the blues.
And I just needed one more
roll
damage.
blues too. Like, that's bad for me. Bad for me. Do not roll those blues.
I just needed 1 accuracy to stop the brace, or 1 more damage to get up to 15, so it would have to 8, and then I'd ran me for the 9. But it was the Force was with the Rebels today.
Yes.
And Leia did not have to do the drop out and escape, which would have been even harder because if I would have killed Profundity, she would have dropped, and then have to start charging. So it'd be
another round.
The next end of the next round before the Tainted could escape. So that'll give me an opportunity to bring Vader around, and the other side to try to drop Tainted.
Yeah, well, it's easy to kill that.
Although, that's a mess of it. I wouldn't have had a lot of places to go. So. But yeah, it was really, really cool the way that it happened. I think if we ever do this again, maybe in the future, if we we might do the Battle of Endor again with new rules. Far in the future. Yeah. But if I ever do this again with Scarif, I think I might make the station more powerful and durable.
I think so.
To make it so where you want to go for the Star Destroyer, hit it with a Y-Wings, try to do that.
Yeah.
To try to do that little shenanigan, because when you came in, you didn't even try to do it. You just went right for the station. I even beefed up the station last minute. It's like, well, I gave it some more hit points and more shields at the last minute, just to, and even that wasn't enough.
Because he sat down and he was looking at it and going, you can alpha strike this on the first turn and get it dead.
Yeah, if Rob would have came in the middle, he actually, with the distance 4, where he could have dropped his ships in, he could have dropped enough ships with the long range red dice, where he could have had a realistic one-shot turn 1 of the station, and that would have been a real quick game.
So he buffed it up.
So I beefed it up a little bit just so it couldn't get one-shotted in 1 round. But
rounds.
Yeah.
That's good.
But in the future, if we might rerun the Battle of Scarif again, maybe in half a year or something.
Yeah.
And I'll revisit the rules, refine the rules, maybe write some new rules, and make the station really, really tough, where you have to get creative to try to take it out. Maybe not have a time limit restriction, like give you more turns because of that. Not do a 6-round game, but a longer game. I don't know. We'll see in the future. This is a while in the future, but
I do like the 2 flags though.
Yeah, I like
I think the station has the 2 flags.
And I think I actually would give it better flak dice. I just want the very basic arm station 1 blue, but I think it would actually give it significantly better flak dice.
Oh yeah.
Because that shield gate was taking things out left and right in the Battle over Scarif. Its guns, it had guns and missiles that were just wrecking the rebel squads.
Which is why Radis had to knock the ship.
They couldn't get the gate. You just couldn't do enough damage to it, so they had to get creative. So. Yep, so I hope you guys enjoyed yourself, and it was fun for us.
Yeah, I love it.
Great. Hope it was fun for you, just playing something that wasn't very strict on the rules and more narrative. And I just realized I forgot to ask the question.
We'll ask it now.
So I'm actually just going to keep it in the theme for kind of the Battle of Scarif. It was a massive space battle, which was awesome and cool.
Right.
So go ahead and comment in the comments below what your favorite space battle was. I think I might have already done this. I can't remember if I asked this question before. I might have already done this with Robbie's. No, it was part of favorite movies, and I mentioned Rogue One. I said it was my favorite space battle.
No.
So we're going to get specific on this one.
Space battle.
What is your favorite Star Wars space battle? Be from movies and the TV shows. That's the main ones. There are some cool CGI space battles in games. I know the Battlefront 2 like its version of Endor, was really cool. And mine is Rogue One. Rogue One is my favorite space battle, with Return of the Jedi in a close second. But there's a lot of great space battles in Star Wars, from the TV shows and the movies, and even video games from their cinematics they do. Comment in the comments below to enter in to win the $50 store credit, what your favorite space battle is from Star Wars and why. And that's part of, Star Wars.
Right.
That's one of the things, is the space battles and space conflict. So that was fun. It was a long day.
Actually, it went shorter than we thought.
Yes.
It actually went shorter than we thought.
It did go quicker than we thought, mainly because I didn't do anything for the first round and a half on my side, because the rebels or the Imperials were caught with their pants down.
I was really surprised at that. No, they have 0. They have no 0 speed. I'm like,
0 speed, no commands. Yeah.
I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
We might change that.
Well, I think if we do this again, it needs to be like that, because they were caught with their pants down. They had
true.
Nothing was happening for on their end for like the first 10 minutes of the battle, because they were just scrambling. So anyway, again, so hope you guys enjoyed it, and this will be coming out the week that this is coming out. I did say that I was going to be having a subscriber list battle coming out the same week. Unfortunately, Robbie had to cancel last minute due to personal stuff, so I was not able to get a Batrep film. So I'm thinking I'm going to try to film some sort of, like instructional video, or maybe a review video or something, just so that there's 2 videos this week and not just 1. Yeah. So don't forget to post in the comments below to enter in for the April giveaway, or to get an additional entry if you've already answered my first video's question. And until next time, take it easy.